What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video, I'm about to talk about the things that Acura needs to fix with the 2024 Integra. So this right here behind me is a 2023 Integra A-Spec technology package, fully loaded with the manual transmission. But for this to be an entry-level luxury car, they kind of dropped the ball on a few things. I'm about to get to that in just a second here. Before I get into the video, I want to give a shout out to the men of culture. Got Race Car Friends, Blueprint 1LE, and 100 Gang Nate. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do that now. So our brother 100 Gang Nate, his wife, and his newborn child came a little bit early, and there were a few complications. So if you can find it in your heart, please go check out the GoFundMe. I'm going to link it down in the description. There has been overwhelming support for the brother, and I just want to make sure that you're all doing the same if you can. So go to the GoFundMe. Like his wife was and his daughter had it rough coming into the world, but they're here and they're doing better. But medical bills cost a lot, so please help 100 Gang Nate and the family out. It would mean so much to me and especially them. But if you can, just help. Getting back to the Acura though, got a couple bones to pick with them. So cue the intro and let's go. So this Integra, I've been enjoying it a whole lot. Had it since about October, I think, and it's a phenomenal car. Definitely to drive. It's comfortable, sporty when I need it to be, but it's a few things that kind of baffle me. It's baffling why they didn't add a couple of features, and it's a couple things that it doesn't do that luxury cars all do, and even the Civic Si does for the Canadian spec. That car kind of outclasses the Acura, the US spec Acura Integra, in a few different ways. And I don't understand why, if you can make these features available on this car, all these luxury features that this doesn't come with, that the Civic Si has standard, and a few more things too. I feel like they dropped the ball on, and I'm about to tell you these things, and you already know my number one thing: my heated steering wheel. I need that in a luxury car, especially being in the cold state, in the state of Michigan. A lot of other cars have heated steering wheels. My Camaro had a heated steering wheel. This car, you can get a heated steering wheel, but for the price of it, it should be standard. So this car was like $37,395. And it's, I think it's a $400 option. Plus you got to pay for the installation. So that's what at least my dealership quoted me. But $400 more to get a heated steering wheel, which would take it to about $1,000, is just not worth it to me. I think that should be standard, and the time that it takes to install it needs a whole new steering wheel, but let me show you where it would be. So if you are one of the lovely people that do get a heated steering wheel, it would be a big button right here, and it's a giant button. You press it in, steering wheel heats up, and it would be nice on days like today where it's 30 degrees outside. Still got a little bit of snow out here, but that heated steering wheel, this is considered a luxury car, and even though it's mechanically the same as a Civic, that would set it apart from the Civic Si, at least in the United States. While I'm on the subject of heating, let me talk about cooling and the cool seats that this thing does not have. Yes, you can get heated seats on here. You can't get the heated seats on the Civic Si in the United States. You can in Canada. Always got to bring that car up. It's such a good value compared to the United States. But this car does not, you can't even get cool seats on here. The other Acuras you can, from like the TL on up, the real Acuras that they tend to build from the ground up and whatnot. So you get a lot more features in those, and this is almost identical to the Civic with a few other differences. But heated and cooled seats, you get heated seats, but you don't get cooled seats in here, and I think that's a bummer, because this car comes with some lovely seats, very lovely seats. The main reason I bought this car was because of the seats. Like, I had to have those red seats. Not thrilled with the outside color. The exterior is not my thing, but it works. Ohio State, yeah, we in the house. But yeah, you got the micro suede inserts, and normally the cool seats have like perforation, but this car does not have that or cool seats. Thankfully we got heated seats, because that would definitely suck if we didn't, but need that. And the next thing the Acura needs to put in this car, and which I'm shocked they took it out the Camaro too, so this thing doesn't have Homelink. I don't know why it doesn't have Homelink. I thought that was standard in most cars nowadays, but I got a fully loaded car and it's not even in here at all. Not an option. So where it would go is on the rear view mirror. And yes, this is another thing the Civic Si and the Canadian spec has. buttons underneath here for your Homelink. But you know where my Homelink is? Boom! This old LiftMaster. I gotta carry this archaic technology in here when all I need is the Homelink buttons over there. So not that that's a deal killer to me, but to have a thing called a technology package and you're lacking this much technology, I think Acura needs to go back to the drawing board with some of the features that it doesn't have in here. Like this is a luxury car or entry-level luxury car, and even like things like the Mazda, all its competitors, I'm pretty sure it has most of these features, because you got to be taken serious. Like without these features, you're not even luxury. This is something I would expect from Honda. But even I expect Honda to have some of these. These are basic features. Not maybe the cool seats, but the heated steering wheel and Homelink, I thought that was standard. Honda, Acura, if you're listening, I need a trunk release on this car, man. Not just the one that's on the physical trunk, but I need the button on the inside. I go to Target often, and I do the curbside pickup. And you know what I got to do? I got to roll down my window and yell at the Target associates, like, hey, you got to fill in the middle and release it. I can't do it from inside my car, which every liftback that I've seen has got a trunk release button. This doesn't even have it on the key. Like on the physical key here, it unlocks the trunk. It doesn't open the trunk. Like it's that's crazy to me. You can see it's got the trunk button on here, and if you listen, it just unlocks it or locks the trunk, which is I don't need that feature. It's not a useful feature, not at all to me, and I'm pretty sure most people agree with that. Like just if it just unlocks the trunk from the inside, like yeah, you can do it from right here, but most people's not going to know where the trunk release is. I do because it's my car, but as much as I use curbside pickup, they're not going to know. And there's no trace of a button on the interior for a trunk release or on the remote, like I just said. And they got the real estate for it. There's a blank button right here next to the traction control off button. Got a dummy button right here. It's on the CVT too. I don't know why that's there, but that could be a trunk release button. No other sign of a trunk release button anywhere else in this car. Kind of a bummer. So another thing this car is missing, which is mind-boggling to me, it's kind of like a dummy button, if you will, but in the rear seats. If you own one of these, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people complain about this. My kids haven't been in the car long enough to experience like being hot in the back or just cold in the back. It's wintertime now. I guess we got to use the same heat as we got in the front, but there are no rear seat vents. See, I got my Dallas booster seat right here, and we got this blank console down here with just nothing. But it got USB ports. That's cool, but it's no vent. It's just nothing. I don't even know if it blows air under the seats. Actually, let me see right now. We can figure that out. Okay, so I turned the heat on blast, and I do feel some heat down here. It's under the seat, so that's okay. But my poor little daughter, she's not way down there. Her face is way up here somewhere, so she can't feel the warmth in there. And this car, especially having a manual, I don't get to warm it up because I don't have automatic start. We don't get that in manuals. So she got to be frozen in here for a long time. We're almost at school by the time she's warmed up in the car. But that's what we got to deal with in the Acura. No rear seat vents. So let me know if that bothers you as parents of having kids in the back seat or passengers in the rear seat. Does that bother you? Acura, we need to get this fixed. One more thing. So I consider this a luxury car. It's entry-level luxury, and it does a really good job at it. But there's one little area, like you know how luxury cars have the soft touch, everything, leather stitch and all that good stuff. Mechanically similar or identical to the Civic. So it's got the Civic bare bones underneath, and it shows in this one area. So I put a lot of miles on this car in a very short period of time, and this one area where I need soft touch at, it is not there. So Acura, we need some soft touch material because we got very hard plastic, and that area is right here where my knee is when I'm on those long road trips. Y'all hear that? That sounds like I'm knocking on the door. That's very hard plastic, and it's right where the knee sits. There is no sign of soft nothing right there, and when I'm driving, my knee rests up against that. It's kind of hard. It's funny, on the passenger side, this part that goes up to the dash, this is soft touch, but as soon as you get down here below this little piece that connects to the dash, it's hard plastic, man. We need some soft touch down there. Ain't like we need no memory foam. We just need a little something to help with these long road trips, or just to improve the driver experience. And I'm not whining about this stuff. This is just constructive criticism. If you want to build a close to perfect vehicle, you need this Acura. So these are the things that I want Acura to fix for the 2024 model. I think it'll help everybody out. And the stuff is there, man. Like, y'all got the material. You don't need to, like, oh, it's got heated rear seats in the Canadian spec too. I don't need stuff like that, but knowing that this platform is already wired to have it and it's not in here, I don't understand that. Like, I just don't get it. And as pretty as these seats are, we should have that as an option at least. Somebody will pay for it. But yeah, I think that's how Acura could build the perfect Integra. So Acura, if you're listening, help us out, man. Really help us out, because the car is so good, but I feel like they just gave up. And I know there's a part shortage and things, but I don't think it's affecting all of this stuff. Ain't no part. We're not asking for memory foam for our knees on the near the shifter. We just want something a little soft, a little bit nicer. The heated steering wheel, y'all got that. Y'all want to charge for it? Bake it into the price. I would have paid $400 more. I ain't paying for no installation after I bought the car though, and I gotta wait for it to get put in. But that's just what I want from Acura. There's a couple other things, but I already said what I hate about the car. My Apple CarPlay still crashes. Happened like twice this week. So I thought it was good. It didn't happen at all for like 2 or 3 weeks. Happened a couple times this week. Took a little road trip and it happened when I needed it the most. It always happens on the road trip, and this time it happened in like the first 30 minutes. And that's all I got. Like I said, still a phenomenal car. It's not perfect. These things will help out. One more thing, fix the rev hang too, because that kind of sucks. But there's tunes to fix that, but it shouldn't be that bad in a stock car. Like, I never knew what rev hang was until I owned this car. I'm like, oh my God, why is the shifting so weird? You can see when I was driving Robbie's SI, I'm like, why am I not smooth at shifting? Rev hang, that kind of sucks. But that's all I got for you all in today's video. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you would like improved on the Acura Integra for the 2024 model year. These are just my personal things, and I want to see what you all got. So drop a comment down below. And before I leave, don't forget, if you can, please help Hunter Gang Nate. Look at the GoFundMe link. That'll be down in the description below. And with that being said, I'm Q. Thanks for watching this video. Check out my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.